You've missed the key, you dolts! Where are you going?
So what does a super Assassin's Creed fan think of the new Assassin's Creed Unity? It's freaking amazing. You know, aside from the graphical bugs being under-optimized for my PS4, glitching through the floor, a lower frame rate than expected, and the co-op feature only working half the time. It's an amazing game other than all of that stuff. The game is seriously a blast though, bringing us back to Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. We finally get to go back to a sprawling city, and you get the ability to purchase houses and renovate them to give us an income every hour or so. You also have to run around collecting collectibles, doing side missions, and pushing forward the story. It's everything we loved from the earlier titles before the colonial America stuff with hunting and trading between cities, and before boating and ship battles in Black Flag. They also did keep some of the key abilities, like the crossbow and blowgun now becoming the Phantom Blade, and boy was I happy to see Berserker darts back again. Now this may be bad for some people who fell in love with the previous game's changes, but this one does bring its own stuff to the table. First, we have more NPCs on the screen than I've ever seen before, and it adds a whole new level of hiding in the crowds. It's actually believable now, because unlike in the previous games where you supposedly vanished into a crowd of 2 or 3 people, this time we'll be merging into crowds of about 50 people at a time. And we also get a new co-op mode that they've been promoting like crazy, which is actually a lot of fun. It basically boils down to an open world game for 4 players. Now once you activate the 4-player mode, it locks up all of your story missions and your side missions so that they can't be completed as a group, and I find that a bit weird, but you can still run around getting collectibles, unlocking eagle points, and doing crowd events. And there's also special co-op missions which are for 2 players or 2 to 4 players, and these basically boil down to 3 to 4 objectives that have you running around being an assassin with a team. And if you die in these, you're welcome to respawn as long as the whole group didn't die at the same time. And you can tackle these objectives any way you want, be stealthy or just jump in and kill all the guards. The heist missions, which are the other co-op oriented missions, are also for 2 to 4 players, and these are a bit more difficult. Your reward is reduced if you're spotted, and if you die in these, you need to be revived or the whole team will fail the mission. Now, they also pulled out the competitive multiplayer stuff, which while fun, really wasn't my cup of tea, but I did enjoy Wolfpack and would have loved to have seen that return at least. But all of this makes for a very enjoyable Assassin's Creed that I, as a super fan of the series, am thoroughly enjoying. But as for anyone who claims that this is a step back for the franchise, I have a question for you. What have you heard about Assassin's Creed Rogue? Because as much as I was hating them for releasing 2 games this year, they did it rather smartly. Assassin's Creed Rogue brings us back the boating and the ship battles that were hugely popular in Black Flag. So if you're a fan of this new style, there you go. As for the return to the classic gameplay in Unity, well, this brings us back to the roots where the series was at its most popular with Brotherhood and Revelations. So this year, they tried to please both batches of fans. And if you want to say, well, Rogue is for last gen and Unity is for next gen, and I wanted a next gen game with all of the extras that we got in the recent games, well, I guarantee you that Rogue is going to be coming out to next gen eventually. Just look at how they handled Liberation. It originally came out in the Vita and eventually got an HD remastering for the latest generation systems, which at the time was PS3 and Xbox 360. But we do have problems with Unity that gets us to this question that I want to ask you guys today. As I mentioned at the start of this, the game has graphical bugs, is being under-optimized leading to clunky gameplay and issues, and has a lower frame rate than you would expect on your newfangled PS4, and the co-op feature that I love kicks me off of the game half the time. So why did this happen? The game was delayed for 2 weeks already, so why not knock it back a month or 2 so we can lock down these issues and release a complete game? I personally would have been fine just playing Rogue to tide me over, because from what I hear, Rogue is incredible, and the super buggy Unity is turning off a lot of fans of this long-standing series. I've also seen comments and reviews from people where they recommend playing Rogue first, so that way they can iron out the bugs in Unity and pick up the game later. So this is one of the current game practices that's going on right now, and honestly, I'm sick and freaking tired of these game practices. Since when did it become acceptable to give us an incomplete game and just work on it after I spent my $60 on the game? This is seriously making me regretting picking up this game so early, and I love this game, like I said. And I hate it when I love a game, but I feel like I shouldn't have bought it, or I feel like I need to return it because it doesn't work properly half the time. So what do you guys think? Are you sick and tired of games like this coming out all broken and buggy and they have to go ahead and patch them 1,000 times before we even get a game that we can possibly play? Or are you guys happy with this method where you get to play the game pretty early on and you just have to wait for the patches to come out to fix the bugs you're working on? Let me know in the comments down below your opinion, and I'll meet you guys over here on Assassin's Creed Unity where we started up a Brotherhood on the PS4. Our Brotherhood is known as Lorem Ipsum, and I'll put the information down in the comments below. So I'm Benny for Eligible Monster, and I'll see you guys next time right here.